so no sex after applying the cream. This alone could already be a reason to not be on topical testosterone. You can't also sweat too much after smearing the testosterone cream on you. What's up folks, it's Uranus from Brussels. Welcome to another video. Today I will be sharing my experience with topical testosterone and why I didn't stay on that treatment. I was on testosterone cream for a couple of months, and in my opinion I will tell you exactly what are the ups and downs in this way of administering testosterone replacement therapy. Before I start, I'm not a doctor, I'm a half-wit from Brussels. This isn't medical advice, I'm just sharing my experience. So without further ado, let's dive in. So when I started hormonal replacement therapy, for the first 2 years of my treatment, I was on HCG monotherapy. Now I had lots of ups and downs on that type of treatment, and eventually I switched endocrinologist and I went from a big public hospital to a more private clinic. I was 27 at the time, and that endo in that new clinic told me that at my age the best form of administrating testosterone replacement therapy is in the form of cream or gels. This was to preserve fertility at such a young age. Now, I'm not going to argue too much with that statement, it's nonsense in my opinion. Regardless of the testosterone that you're on, cream, injections, pellets, oral, whatever, you are going to suppress your HPTA and you are going to stop producing your own testosterone. But doctors are always correct, right? So she put me on TRT cream. First, we worked with local pharmacies here in Belgium and they were making compounded 10% cream for me. But then after a couple of months, like 2 months, there were new laws in Belgium that changed because some children showed signs of virilization because they were exposed to TRT gel, and the only testosterone gel that you were able to buy was androgel 1.6%. So they just said from now on, this is the way, 1.6 for everyone. So I had an online compounding pharmacy made special testosterone cream for me with a strength of 10%. This is 50 grams of cream and 5 grams of testosterone. I stayed on this treatment for 3 or 4 more months. Now let me tell you about the positives and the negatives of TRT cream. Firstly, you don't have to inject. Many people just don't like the idea of having to put a needle into their body every single week for the rest of their lives. Others are scared shitless of needles, and then there's people with phobias of needles and injection. Well, with TRT cream you just don't have to deal with this and you bypass that. You also don't have any scar tissues from the injections and so on. So supposedly you could say that it's easier to use. Also, there are some TRT clinics out there who do not allow home injections, and it would really be a hassle to have to drive to a TRT clinic every week and so on. So depending on how your skin absorbs the cream, you can actually have more stable levels on TRT cream than on injections. But this is only the case if you are on a really bad injection protocol. For example, 1 injection every 2 weeks. You're gonna have a huge peak and then a big down. And if you apply TRT cream every single day, you're going to have more consistent levels than somebody who's on a bad injection protocol. So mostly people use TRT cream for its easiness of use. Although for me, I think it's more easy to have an injection twice per week than to have to apply TRT cream every single day after the shower, and also some people have to use it twice per day. Now the downsides and the reason why I switched to injections after 6 months of TRT cream are the following. Firstly, with TRT cream, it's like flying without instruments. You're flying blindly. For example, you apply 5 grams of topical testosterone supposedly containing 80 milligrams of testosterone. But you just don't know how much of that testosterone your body is going to absorb, and there are many factors to take into consideration. If you're a hairy gorilla like I am, this might affect your absorption. You're sweating a lot, that might affect your absorption too. Your skin absorbs better after a shower, but by how much? You just simply don't know. Then there's different zones to apply. Some people even apply cream to their scrotum. Now anything that involves the scrotum and is not implying my girlfriend, I'm not in for it. It's not my thing. Also, doctors like to talk about clicks and pumps and squirts and so on. I like to talk about milligrams. If I inject 125 milligrams of testosterone in my ass is also going to have 125 milligrams of that testosterone. It's going to absorb that number. Nothing is lost through skin absorption when you inject. Then secondly, it's much more difficult for your doctor to do a proper follow-up and to have decent blood work done on topical testosterone. One time when I did my blood work, I was too high, and then the next time I was too low when I was taking the exact same dosage. It makes more difficult to time blood work and for your doctor to readjust your dosage and your testosterone replacement therapy. And back in the days, I was still going through puberty and I needed stability. Thirdly, you also have to take into consideration the costs. Now, my TRT per month, 2 ampoules cost me just about 15 euros from a compounding pharmacy. If I was on TRT gel, let's say androgel 1.6%, I would have to buy 2 tubs per month and it would cost me 120 euros here in Belgium. That is a considerate difference, especially if you calculate on a yearly basis. That's a huge difference. Fourthly, testosterone cream is also known to increase DHT levels. Now, this can be a good thing because DHT is also responsible for a lot of your libido, your well-being, your erections and so on, but it can also have negative effects if, for example, you are prone to male pattern baldness. Raising DHT levels might actually increase your hair loss, and if you're prone to things like acne, it might also increase it. Lastly, and this is a very important one, with testosterone cream, you really have to be careful not to contaminate the people around you, your children, for example. Not too long ago, I made a video about a 3-year-old kid that had signs of virilization, like he already had body hair, he was much bigger than the other kids, he had a bigger penis and so on, and it turns out he had been contaminated for years by the testosterone cream of his father. So you could contaminate your partner if you rub it on yourself and your partner is rubbing you, you can contaminate your partner, you know. So no sex after applying the cream. This alone could already be a reason to not be on topical testosterone. You can't also sweat too much after smearing the testosterone cream on you. So you can't exercise for quite some time after putting it on you, because if you sweat, your skin will absorb less of the TRT. So in the end, I switched to testosterone injections, and at first I really had a bad time because I had to get dialed in. I started with a dosage that was way too high and I felt like shit, so it took me a couple of months to get dialed in and to add some HCG there, but once I was on a good injection protocol, I felt much better than on ACG monotherapy and than on the topical testosterone. It's also much easier for me to put a needle in my leg twice per week than to apply cream every single day on me after a shower. You have to find also what is best for you, because with testosterone replacement therapy there isn't one size fits for all. The thing that you also have to know is that a lot of HRT clinics are pushing testosterone cream because they are selling you their compounded cream at a high price, and their profit margins are actually quite huge. So be aware of that. I never regretted switching to injections, and that was already like 6 years ago. So that was my take on topical TRT. It's a good solution for a niche of people, but for most people, testosterone injections are going to be the way to go. Ending it here. Leave me a comment to support my channel. Let me know what you thought of the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Uranus out.